Well, I did not have Swifties going against Taylor Swift on my bingo card in 2025. I've been watching these TikTok videos, and there's a lot of women, mostly white women, and some fellas who are criticizing Taylor Swift over the album Life of a Showgirl. They are saying, like, how is a 35-year-old woman still singing like she's 16 years old? I've been saying this for years. I've been saying this since 2020. Like back in 2020, The Weeknd had the album After Hours and the song Blinding Lights. And that clearly was the best album and song of 2020. But the Grammys chose to snub The Weeknd, which opened the door for Taylor to win for Folklore. It's almost like the Grammys said, we don't want any controversy at all. We're just gonna make sure The Weeknd doesn't get nominated for anything so we can give Taylor this award. That's what it felt like. And I've been maybe not anti-Taylor Swift. I just felt like you guys are really overrating her talent. She's an average singer, not really a great performer, but you've hoisted it up like she's like the greatest pop star ever, and she's clearly not. Is she really good? Yeah. Do she have a great fan base? Absolutely. But when you're trying to tell me that she's as great as Michael Jackson, it's like no, or Prince, or Whitney Houston, or Mariah Carey. It's like no, she is not. Like I was listening to Celine Dion. I was listening to Celine Dion's All by Myself. And I was like, damn it, that's a singer. Taylor cannot do that. But I always respected Taylor's business savvy, because that Eras tour, those tickets were way too expensive. But her fans didn't complain. They paid for those tickets. They paid for that merch. They paid for those t-shirts. They paid for those damn wristbands gleefully. Now, Beyonce, she went on tour with Cowboy Carter. And she did great business. People love the tour, great business. But her fans in the beginning was like, these tickets are way too high. And this is Beyonce, who's a far better performer than Taylor Swift. And even Beyonce fans like, girl, these tickets are too high. But no, Taylor Swift fans, they pay for everything. And that's the point. What Taylor Swift should have said, I'm taking a break. I just got engaged to Travis Kelce. I don't want my fans to get sick of me. I'm taking a break. And this is what she should have done. She should have just maybe did an Era's Greatest Hits album, add a couple new songs on it, have it out for Christmas, or do the old school Garth Brooks thing, what he did with Walmart, create a box set, your 4 or 5 best albums, 4 best albums, maybe a special EP, and sell it at Target or Walmart for the Christmas season. So you're still putting some stuff out, but you're giving everybody a break. That's what she should have done. And then her fans would have been hungry for new music later in 2026 or maybe going into 2027. But no. She had to put out Life of a Showgirl. And I think what happened was, I think her fans was expecting something a little bit different. Like Pamela Anderson, she just put out her movie last year, The Last Showgirl, which had great reviews. And maybe her fans felt like, oh, well, maybe Taylor is being influenced by this whole showgirl thing that Pam Anderson's doing. And maybe it's a concept album about Las Vegas. Or maybe she's going to do what Gaga did with Tony Bennett. And maybe it might be some brass and some horns. Maybe she's just doing something musically. Maybe this is like the next phase of Taylor Swift. Nope. It's the same old 16-year-old girl writing her diary about the boy that she loves. And it's fascinating when I'm watching like these white women on TikTok, and some dudes who say like, I'm a Swiftie, I loved it, I paid for the Eras tour, I pre-ordered this album, and I hate it. I think this album is crap. It's amazing to watch. Now, do I find glee in people criticizing Taylor Swift? No. I always felt like she was overrated, but I think for the first time in her life, I think she got a little bit on the Torture Poets album, but the Eras tour was so big it kind of masked that criticism. But this is like the first time that Taylor Swift is actually facing real controversy. We have to wait and see if The Life of a Showgirl will actually get nominated for Album of the Year. It shouldn't. Because if that album gets nominated, then the fix is in. To be honest, there hasn't been a lot of great albums this year. But I do think this is the year of Lady Gaga. If I'm jumping ahead, if we're looking at the Grammys for 2026, Lady Gaga's had a great year. Mayhem is a fantastic album. Fantastic album. Her performance at Coachella was like one of the best performances this year. She had Die Up a Smile with Bruno Mars. That's on that album. Abracadabra is a fantastic tune. She just did a magnificent performance on Colbert like a few weeks ago. Like, this is the year of Lady Gaga to win Album of the Year, and maybe even Song of the Year. I think she was Artist of the Year at the MTV Awards. So no, even if the Grammys decide to nominate Life of a Showgirl for Album of the Year, which they shouldn't, but let's say they do, if Lady Gaga is nominated for Mayhem, Gaga should win, but if something crazy happens and Taylor beats her, oh yeah, it's gonna be. It's gonna be anarchy in the streets. Because most people think Mayhem by Gaga was pretty brilliant. And the people are not saying that about Life of a Showgirl. So what do you guys think? If you're a Swiftie, like a Swiftie, you're not like me. You know, you never hardly criticized Taylor Swift at all. You are a pure Swiftie. What do you think about Life of a Showgirl? Do you think it's on par with some of recent recordings, or do you think she's taking a step backwards, or did you feel like you were duped, that you were expecting something greater and different from her from this album, because she called it Life of a Showgirl and she was dressed like a showgirl and she looked great as a showgirl? Like that's the thing, is like, even from me not being a fan of Taylor Swift, I was expecting like, oh man, maybe she's going full Vegas on us. That would be nice. No. No. So if you're a Swiftie, tell me how you feel. And if you were giving her advice, would you tell her, take a break? Listen, take a break, go enjoy go plan your wedding, and we'll catch you after you get married, or right before you get married, or do you say like, no, like, she's an artist, that's what she does, she always releases new music, like she loves the fans. But if you want her to keep on releasing new music, what type of musical pivot do you want her to make? Because at 35 years old, she should not be making the same music she made when she was from 1989. I always feel like, did they auto-tune her voice? Because she has I actually like her speaking voice. It's a very smoky tone to her voice. Like, I like her speaking. In fact, I'm always sitting there saying, well, how come she never sings in that voice? Why does she always sing like she's like back in 2010? Like, I'm tired of hearing the Obama era Taylor Swift. Like, let's use that smoky voice. You got a sexy, smoky voice. Why don't you use that? What do you guys think? I don't know. I'm not a Swiftie. So I'm asking y'all, should she have just taken a break? Put out a greatest hit CD? Or maybe she felt like she did the right thing and Life of Showgirl is a really good album. Or for the first time, people are catching up to 2020 Kevin Lockett and realize that Taylor Swift, though a savvy businesswoman, is really overrated.